Welcome to the Love Kanika podcast. My name is Kanika,
My name is Vanita.
and we are back for another show.
Hey, everybody.
If you are new to our podcast, which you may be because it's kind of new, I'm doing it for a little bit over a year now. Welcome. And if you don't mind subscribing to our channel, we would definitely appreciate the love as we're trying to grow the podcast and the channel. And also, like the video so we can eventually get into this algorithm and get the show out to more people and share if you so to please. We would love on all the support that you can give. So thanks
Yes.
again. Well, how are you, V?
I'm fantastic. It's almost the weekend. It's hump day. I'm
I'm
great.
telling you, I love getting to the middle of the week because
Yes, same
it's
here.
almost
How are you?
Friday, baby. I'm
Oh,
amazing.
you're
I'm
amazing.
doing it. Yes,
Awesome,
I
awesome.
am. I am doing amazing. So tonight we're not gonna keep y'all long tonight. It's gonna be a straight to the point type of show. Um, but the scenario we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna read it to you off my little off my phone. The scenario. So this is a woman, by the way. She says, "Dear Kanique, when I go out with my friends, I feel some kind of way because they are really attractive and men are always trying to get with them, but they ignore me. I don't want to stop hanging out with them. However, I am tired of feeling like I must be ugly because I am invisible to the opposite sex." Now, this is a situation that a lot of women are feeling, old and young. They are talking about it, particularly on TikTok. It's a lot of women of all races talking about how they are feeling ignored by men because they feel like they are not what men find traditionally attractive, and their feelings are getting hurt. So we're going to talk about that. So Vanita, what do you think about this scenario? And look, before you do that, I'm not. First of all, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that's. I'm not gonna say, oh well, it doesn't matter. It's okay that no. If I would feel the exact same way. Every woman I wants to feel like they're attractive to the opposite sex. That's just a
Hmm.
natural thing. Men too, but particularly us because we are judged heavy on our look,
Very much so.
heavy on our look. So I can completely see why this scenario would bother any woman. However, there is a caveat to this, and I'll talk about that a little later, put it in a little bit of a perspective, because what I do know is men and women think about things completely different. So I'm just going to
Hmm.
point that out, a part that women may not be thinking about when this is happening. So what do you think about this, V?
For me, first of all, I'm sad that she feels that way because I hate for
Yes,
anybody to feel that way.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, but if I was to tell the young lady anything, your look, when she's saying her look, I guess my question would be, are we talking about uh, you have weight on you?
And that's the thing.
Or are we just talking about your overall look in your eyes?
I
Like
think
what?
I believe the majority from what I particularly noticed in the videos that I did view, and I did view quite a few of them, different ones. I did notice that the common denominator was weight.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, and there was a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, the common denominator was weight. Yeah.
Okay. So if we're talking weight, because that's the common denominator, I would tell her, first of all, you're not alone.
At all.
Um,
At all in that weight struggle.
yeah, you're not alone in that weight struggle. For two, it's nothing that you cannot change. You just
That's
have to, um, it's a programming of the mind.
absolutely.
So I would ask her, really evaluate yourself and see how much fortitude that you have in order to push forward to get where you're trying to go, because clearly if it's weight, then the answer of course would be to lose the weight. Again, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
So you really have to search yourself and ask, what do you want more? Do you want the food more, or do you want a particular look more? Which one which one is more important to you, first of all? Second of all, have you done anything to even try to lose the weight? And are
Yeah.
you open to trying different methods? Because it's different for everybody. You know, what may work for me may not work for Kanika, on
Mm.
losing weight. So I would say really explore yourself and figure out what you're trying to do. What's your end goal? What are you trying to get to? As opposed to just disconnecting from your friends, because disconnecting from your friends is not going to really solve the issue.
Not at all. Not at all.
So
N-
that's what I would have to say to her. Let's dig deep on what you're really trying to do. What's your end goal? And talk to your friends about it too. Tell them where you are. They could probably give some sound advice or try to help you out, or something to that effect. But know that the opposite sex being attracted to them as opposed to you is because you feel a way about you.
Has a lot to
It
do
may
with it.
not, yeah, it has a whole lot. Your shine, your glow comes from within. It has nothing to do with your friends or the men. The men don't even know who the heck you are. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's your shine within. It's a lot of healthy women, big women that do get attention.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's how you're feeling about yourself. So you have to reevaluate that. It really doesn't have anything to do with your friends. So
And comparison
it's never good.
is the
Never.
thief. Comparison is the thief of joy. Right.
Yes.
And I understand. I get it. Particularly in the age of social media where now bodies are on full display,
Hmm.
it could be hard for a lot of women to
A lot.
not
Most women are
feel
picking themselves apart based off
absolutely.
of social media. Even at my gym, it was a young lady that walked in and said she wanted my legs. And I thought to myself,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to get to your legs, really?
Right.
So what you
See,
mean?
it's 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 constantly that. One, one of the main things I'm gonna say is if you can find a way to stop comparing yourself to other women, that'll be half the battle. And I get it. There's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with looking at a woman online or wherever who has the body type or a body that you're like, oh, that's a body goal for me. There's nothing wrong with aspiring to,
Accomplish.
right, get in shape
Hmm.
or look the best you can and lose weight or whatever. But to put yourself down into constantly like lows because you feel like you need to lose 60 pounds and you're not this enough or you're not pretty enough or thin enough, it's not helping the situation,
It's not.
right? Every woman has something that works for them,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of help. And when
It
I
does.
say help, I mean while if you're on a weight loss journey, and a lot of women, and that's the beautiful thing, I am seeing a lot of women are on their fitness tip, they're on their weight loss journey, they're getting fit. I love to see it, particularly Black women. So I love to see that. But while you're on your journey, because it does take time to lose weight, right?
Hmm.
There's a lot of women who that's all they do all day on YouTube is talk about style, clothes.
Hmm.
They talk about makeup.
They do.
You talk about hair, you know, there's nothing wrong with looking for a woman who has maybe your body type, your height, whatever, and getting tips, style tips from her. Cause sometimes you just don't know how to dress for your body type.
Hmm.
And you just need a little help, right?
Facts.
Even
Those very true.
I watch clothing hauls
Hmm.
on YouTube. A
YouTube.
lot of the girls who do clothing hauls, so I can get style tips. I mean, I got okay style, but I'm always looking for new ideas. Oh, I because sometimes you've been doing a thing for so long that you're in a box,
Exactly.
You're in a box with, the way you dress, the way you wear your hair, whatever. So
Even
you don't,
colors that you wear, because a
yeah,
lot of times when you don't like your shape, you tend to wear a lot of black.
black. Yes, ma'am.
And black can be good, but on an all the time basis, there's a lot of other colors out there that we should explore that we don't
Absolutely.
explore.
And now, even if
So
you're
yeah,
bigger, fashion, like all of these companies are catering to
bigger size
thicker,
women.
yeah, girls
Yeah.
that are thicker,
Hmm.
taller,
Most definitely.
and beautiful things that flatter your shape. And if you don't really
Exactly.
know what those clothes are, like I said, there are it's several content creators on YouTube for every body shape.
It is.
Every body shape, pear
Mm-hmm.
shape, cognado shape, apple shape, whatever your shape is, there's a girl who is showing you how to best fit your body to where, your clothes look better, and then ultimately you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But like Vanita said, that's, while you're doing it, that ultimately you would definitely want to try to start, you know, working on your body, because that plays a huge role in your self-esteem.
It
It
does.
does. That weight can be a self-esteem killer. And
Mm.
this is coming from two people who, she and I, ever since I've been friends with her, we've been battling the weight thing. Up and down the scale, up and down the scale.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
And finally, trying to get it under control to where it's not going up and down, but it has been a battle.
Yes.
It
Sheesh.
has been a fight. So we get it. And like Vanita said, you also got to look at your mindset, because women are naturally programmed to sacrifice yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You sacrifice
Yes.
yourself for your children, for your family, for your man. You're just constantly giving and catering and nurturing everybody else. And then what happens is you look up, you spend no time on putting yourself first and nurturing yourself. And now you done gain 50 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got to learn how to put ourselves at the top of the list. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I know it's a little bit harder when you have smaller kids or whatever. You got to make that time for yourself, even if it's
You do.
15, 20 minutes to take a walk, around the neighborhood, around your apartment complex, whatever. We have to make some time for self-care, because if you don't, you're going to end up being resentful, right? You're not going to be able to live your best life. You're going to be looking at everybody else's life on social media, wishing, you could, or feeling trapped. There's nothing worse than feeling trapped in your own life, right?
I agree. And I will say, even if you have small kids, I cannot stress this enough. Ladies, y'all got to put these kids on a schedule. If they're little kids, they really should be in bed by 8, no later than 9 o'clock at night. They really, really should. And in that, it gives you that free time, not just 15, 20 minutes. Because as anybody that has kids, 15, 20 minutes is not, that's some bullshit, real talk. It just is.
Yeah,
So honor yourself more than that. If you put them to bed, then that allows you to have the time that you need for yourself to decompress.
absolutely.
So I beg of you guys that have small kids, try to get them on a schedule and in the bed at a decent time. They should not be up late, and it gives you that reprieve that you need.
Absolutely.
Please, please, please,
Absolutely.
please, for your
You need
sanity,
it.
for yourself.
Life is short, and the last thing you want to do is sit around and watch life pass you by while everybody else is living, because you feel like you trapped in your own life, trapped in your own body.
Hmm.
When that you can make a change, you just got to
You
put
can.
one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. It is definitely, it's a marathon. It ain't no sprint, but you will look up and you will be done lost 30 pounds, and you be amazed, and it'll give you motivation to keep on going.
Let me
That you,
tell you. It is some of the most amazing things when you get to put on clothes and you be like, "Oh shit, for real?"
Yeah,
It's an amazing feeling.
it is. And your
Everybody
confidence.
should
Yeah,
feel it.
absolutely. Gotta make the changes, though, the necessary lifestyle changes and a mindset shift, because a lot of women
Mhm.
feel guilty for wanting to do something for themselves, wanting to take care of themselves. Gotta change that mindset. It is completely okay to look out for yourself. See, this is the one thing I love about men, and I've said this several times on several shows.
Mhm.
They take care of themselves.
They do. They
Men
about their
put
life.
themselves first. They don't give a damn who don't
Who
like it.
you are, yep.
They don't give a damn.
That's why they push so hard to say that you should be in the gym because it ain't no thought process for them to go into the gym.
It ain't no thought process for them to do anything. They gonna choose themselves. They don't care who don't like it. That's
Yep.
the thing that I've kind of watched about men. You know, ever since I was
Mhm.
like conscious of it in teenage years, I kind of watched them choose themselves in over religion, religious belief, moral belief. They don't give a shit about none of that. They gonna
Nope.
choose themselves, and whoever falls to the wayside, just gonna fall to the wayside.
Period.
So I kind of took a I and I saw that it worked for I saw that it was working for them. They don't seem to be sacrificing much. Had they do what they want to do. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna choose my damn self. I don't care who
Mhm.
don't like it. And it has worked out well for me.
Exactly.
It has worked out well for me. I put myself up here. I don't care
Mhm.
who don't like it. I can't be manipulated to, oh, well, because for a long time, people were trying to convince me to, have, why aren't you having kids? That's selfish, da 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 da. Well, I want to be selfish. That's the point. That's,
Exactly.
that's the whole point of me not
You
having them. I
should.
want to be, I want to be selfish. I don't
Mhm.
want to take care of anybody else. I don't want any of that. I just want to focus on myself.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I want to focus on myself. And here's the thing: people are like, well, would you date somebody with kids? Of course, I'll date somebody with kids. I just don't want any coming out of my vagina. That's the thing. They can't come out of my vagina. But if you bring them to, in the relationship, that's fine. I love kids. I just don't. I didn't want to have none out of my body. That's period, point blank. But it's worked out well to me because I want. What it has done is I've had all of this time to focus on myself, to find my purpose in life, to go to school, to do all of these things because I had nobody else to focus on or worry about than me. So I can pour all my time and attention into myself. And it's the best decision I ever made. But I also had to get out of that mindset because I was for a minute, I was tilting. I was like, well, am I selfish? And I do should I? You got the peanut gallery in your ear. Society,
Mhm.
society,
Mhm.
they trying to see. Society don't like women to choose themselves. Society believes that women should be sacrificial. They believe that.
Well, it's money behind it. Everything
It,
is really money. It is
it,
it they're
and power.
women are the ones that are going to birth kids into this world.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
If
and based off of them birthing
yes,
kids into this world, and unfortunately within our community, if the relationships do not play out, which our
they
rate
don't.
is kind of high,
They
unfortunately,
don't.
you have these kids that's there. Then you go from there to saying, there, I'm gonna put you on child support. Do you know how much money they make from putting you on child support? Because see, even when they put you on child support, the child support payment goes into their bank account first
Yeah, it does.
and it sits there. Do you know how much interest they get off of that money sitting there? Because
Yes.
it sits there, and we're talking one person. If we say $100 just for one person sitting in the account, think of how many people are on child support, and they don't
Millions.
release that first payment until the second payment comes in. So it's always money in their account, and they're getting
Absolutely.
interest off of it.
And
So that's
they
why
be
they
making
push.
kids is one of the they make so much money out of people having kids in
Yo, if
almost
we
every
stop
facet.
having kids, this country would shut down.
They would. That's why they have to convince women it's the thing to do. They have
Exactly.
to they have to get in the line of women in order to keep society. Because if women started choosing ourselves, then we say, you know, fuck it, I don't want to do none of that. I just want to live the knee. Everything was shut down.
Yeah, things will shut down in this place. It was shut down tremendously.
So
If
they
you
have
really,
to,
really think about it, it
yeah,
will
they
shut
have to
down.
keep it going so they can keep society
Society
going.
going.
You should always be aware of that the Matrix has an agenda, particularly for
Yes.
women, because women seem to me, as I've watched this since I was a teenager, women always seem to be the ones getting the short end of the stick, getting left, getting played, having to fend for yourself. It's kind of always women are the ones who are the sacrificial lambs. I kind of saw that, and I thought to myself, this ain't finna be me. I ain't finna do none of this shit they say. And I ain't doing none of it. Whatever they say, I'm gonna do the opposite. And it worked out for me because I didn't see it when I kind of saw it, but I didn't realize the depth of the rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
until I went on a spiritual journey. And I was like, oh, this shit goes deep.
It
The
goes
Matrix
extremely
goes
deep.
deep with the
Mm-hmm.
manipulation and lies,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Very much so.
And I'm so glad that God showed me this so I can move accordingly, because it's hard to win a game that you don't know the rules to. But
Yep.
when you know the rules, you can play that bitch a whole different kind of way. And that's what I
Indeed.
did. Yeah, I did. And it again, it's worked well for me. But back to what I was saying, don't allow yourself comparing yourself to other women to steal the light inside of yourself, because we're all special. We all have
Most definitely.
something in us, like Kavini said, because it really comes from inside. Because if you don't feel good inside, there's no way it can show up on the outside.
Mm-mm.
So you got to accept yourself and accept the fact that you're made perfectly in God's image, the perfect you, not
Exactly.
the perfect for whoever, for them, for men or for whoever, but for the perfect you and what you're designed to do as coming here in this lifetime. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is for a purpose. Even, believe it or not, even your looks, even the suit that you came here in or you
Mm-hmm.
chose before you got here, right? This is okay. This is how I'm gonna go into this lifetime. I'm gonna be a 5'11", dark-skinned black woman, and this and that. All of that is for a purpose. So everything is working it's for your greatest good, but you just gotta recognize that. And
Mm-hmm.
going back to what I said at the beginning of the show, the caveat, ladies, right? It's nice to get attention from men and for them to think you're beautiful or sexy or whatever the situation may be. That's all well and good. But don't think it's because they want to marry you. They trying to get under that dress, right? They trying to get in them jeans. That's what men are thinking about. So even if a woman is getting a lot of attention because she's sexy, if it's 100 men, they all thinking about, I would love to get this woman naked.
That's all they want.
Men are not thinking about no marriage. That's you. Women are thinking, oh, I want him to look at me because he can be my boyfriend. No, chick. They don't think like that. Men are not thinking jumping into a commitment. Men are thinking sex. And then everything else comes after that. So me saying that is to let you know you really not missing too much of nothing, because it ain't no flex because a lot of 100 men want to F you. That's not no flex. Okay.
It's so not.
It's just not. So don't think you're missing out on something, because sex is just sex. And a lot of times it don't even be that great, What after that, what? Vanita Lane. Vanita.
Hey man, you know my philosophy
I
on this
already know.
whole.
I already know. It really ain't even all that great. It's so
You're
all
not
right.
winning at the end of the day, ladies. You're not winning. You're nowhere. No way, no how. You're not winning.
You're not winning. So you got a bunch of men who want to F you. Okay. So That's
What do
not
you get out of it? Ask yourself, what do you get out of it?
yeah,
What are you really
100%.
getting out of it? What
I'd rather
what are
have
you really getting out of it?
I'd rather have meet one man who loves, adores me, and
Hell yeah.
cherishes me like I love, adore, and cherish him than have 1,000 men lusting after me.
Mhm.
I'd rather have the one man that loves me instead of the 1,000 men who are lusting after me. So me saying that is don't think you're just missing out because men they love sex. That's what it's about for them. Not saying they won't take it to but it takes time for them. It takes time for them to get into that space, of
Mhm.
okay, I like her and I think I want to take this further. But initially, oh, it's about the sex. That's what that's about. So
Ladies,
don't
start asking yourself too, what are you getting out of being with them? When you see them and talk to them and deal with them, ask yourself, what am I about to win out of this? Ask yourself really that.
what you
Even
mean,
if
V?
it's the sex for them, ask yourself, am I gonna get off by this?
What you don't think men be getting you off?
Listen, I've had this conversation before. They're not all what they cracked up to be. They want sex very, very bad, but they're looking for their pleasure. They're not looking for your pleasure. So ask yourself, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it for their pleasure or your pleasure?
You better
Because
preach.
are we just out here willy-nilly doing it with them just because they're pleased and they're happy? It sounds like you losing when you're doing that to me.
I tell
That's what I
anyone.
perceive.
I'll tell anyone and next year if you're gonna take off your clothes and bend over, you trying to come. He make you come too because look, other than that, what you
What
doing
are
it
you
for?
getting out of it?
Don't do it under the pretense of I'm gonna give him some ass because I want to be in a relationship with him. You might get a little disappointed. Do it because you want and desire to have an amazing, well, I don't know if it's gonna be amazing, but a sexual experience that you're out to for the pleasure of your own body. And there's nothing
Exactly.
wrong with that. Men will try to society, men, because men make all these damn rules that they don't live by. Let me say that again. Men make all these morality rules for y'all that they don't live none of them. Men do what they want to do. So
Yeah,
don't
they
be
set all
manipulated.
kind of standards and craziness.
They don't live down.
Like Nika said at the beginning of the show, they expect you to look a particular kind of way. But
They do.
ladies, how often do you expect them to look a particular kind of way?
Yeah, women don't have the same restraints as
We got to up our standards once again.
I
They
agree with
want
that.
you to lose weight and claim that you fat after having kids and all this. But look at them. Do they got a belly? Are they in the gym?
She's
Some of them
saying
are,
she's
but
saying
it's a
that to
lot that's
say
not.
to say women need to see women set higher standards as well. Maybe it'll stop men from being so because when I
One
gotta
sided.
admit our standards are a little loose when it comes to men. It's they like certain things they just don't do, like they won't do that. We'll try to work. Not saying you shouldn't try to work, just understand that just because you work with them don't mean they're gonna work with you.
No, know that it don't go both ways. So
It
make
doesn't
sure
go.
that you good with the standards that you're holding
Absolutely.
and what they're requiring of you. It should be a give and take, not one way. And majority of them is one way.
And it's the one who's bending and
Yeah,
folding.
exactly.
We're the ones who
Exactly.
bending and folding and trying to make it work and trying to get him to act right and settle down because we be obsessed with relationships. That's a whole nother show. I'm gonna do a show on that. I didn't want to do a show on that
And
for a minute.
ladies, all the way down to the peanut gallery telling you because you have kids that you can't get millionaires or your stock has dropped. Lies. They want shit. They want the sex. So they gon' level up.
Everything is about that for them. Everything is for men. Ultimately, they'll
It's
even tell you. They don't
sex.
even lie about it. That's the thing. Men are so funny. They don't even lie about it. Men are like, yeah. That's true. They don't even lie about it.
Yeah, it's sex. That's what they want. So raise your standards. You can do it. Because
absolutely.
if enough of us raise our standards and they not getting, then they'll level up.
And
They don't
raising
have
your
to right now.
standards is going to have to come with, and I get it.
Self love.
You want to be paired up, you want to be partnered up. You've been told, the Matrix has put that in your mind all your life. You man, woman, kid, dog. I get it. Right? It's fine. But don't be so desperate for a relationship that you're willing to bring your standards down, or your boundaries are lax because you're just lonely and you just want to be with somebody, and he is a F boy, but you trying to overlook it because you just want somebody to be there and this and that. You gotta have self-love, man. And self-love, sometimes self-love comes with being alone.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Sometimes for years. Now, just because you're alone don't mean you have to be lonely, right? That's why we always
Exactly.
talk about it's important for women to at least have one good friend,
Exactly.
or a group or a network of women that you can trust. Women that have your back, that support you, that love on you when there is no man there.
Exactly.
Or the relationship has ended, or the marriage has ended, or whatever the situation may be. It's a beautiful thing to have a network of women to be there to support you. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why women try to so desperately get into a relationship is because it's loneliness. You may not
Yeah.
have a big family, like I got, or what a situation may be, or no siblings, or no cousins, or no friends. So no one wants to be alone. So I
Real
get
talk.
that. But it's important to build or try to connect and build at least a friendship outside of the opposite sex, right?
Hmm.
Because when they start acting crazy or doing what they do, you'll still have your friends, your girlfriends there to support you and to do things with you and to go places with you when there's nobody
Hmm.
that you're dating. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I know it's not as easy. We're gonna do it for actually next month. We're gonna do a friendship show because I want to talk about this friendship thing amongst women, right? Because friendship amongst women got a bad name.
It does.
It got a bad name. So all of my girlfriends are coming on next month, and we're gonna talk about friendship because
Hmm.
it's a very important relationship. And if you can't get that right, if you can't get that right, then I don't know how you gonna relate to people who think the exact opposite of you, and that's men.
Exactly.
Like if you can't relate to your own gender, right, and the plights that we go through, you might have a little bit of time relating to one that don't act, think, feel nothing like you think. So that's why I wanted to do the show because I've been blessed to have an amazing group of girlfriends, supportive,
Hmm.
loving, caring, are always there, have always been nothing in our hardest times,
Yes.
thick and thin. And, I just couldn't imagine my life without them. They made it very special, so I
Hmm.
wanted to, to talk about that. And also to, see how, they have dealt with friendship and friendship fallouts. And because sometimes I think a lot of times women, you don't give your friends grace, right? You
We
don't
don't.
give your friends grace to make a mistake, or you don't give your friends the grace that we give these men. These men can cheat on y'all 35,000 times. I've seen it all my life. All my life. You go back, you try to make it work. He do this, you go back, try to make it work. Then let your girlfriend do one thing. You don't want to even talk to her no more. Right? You don't give your friends the grace that you get. And probably your friends deserve the grace. And because these men, that's another show. But no, no, nonetheless, I do want to talk about that. But like we were saying earlier, don't come. And if you it's easy to get on Instagram and look and then you feeling away. If you know it's gonna make you feel some type of way, just don't get on there. Like take a break from that or find things to look at or watch that, isn't gonna make you feel bad because you feel
That's what I
like,
was gonna say.
yeah, I got so much weight to lose or, whatever the situation may be.
If you feel like you have so much weight to lose and you have decided that this is the avenue you want to go down, eating is part of it. So watch clips of people making healthy things as
Absolutely.
opposed to Instagram models.
Absolutely. That's actually great advice. And there's plenty of people online on YouTube and on
A ton.
Instagram cooking healthy food, food
Yes.
for weight loss, vegan
Yes.
food.
Yes.
There's so many fitness people on you. You didn't even that's the beautiful thing about the internet. You ain't even gotta leave your house.
No, it depends on what topic you search on. So stop searching on the topic of the Instagram models.
Yeah,
They're
for sure.
not. How are you winning? Ask yourself again, how are you winning by looking at this? Does it make you feel good
Exactly.
inside? If it
Yeah, you're
doesn't, you shouldn't be in taking it.
because you're the perfect you. You can work on yourself to be a better you. The focus on you, not what your friends are doing, what they got going on. You have your own journey. You have your own walk to walk.
Yes.
We all have our own journey. We can't be, we can't, we're never going to be our friends, but you can be the best you could be, right?
Hmm.
And also another thing that really helps reading. Because
Yes.
people don't understand how reading, you need to do today. That's another beautiful thing about the internet. You ain't even got to read it. You can listen to it.
Listen to it. Exactly. There's
Yeah.
so many audiobooks out there. It's crazy.
Yes, you can listen to your audiobooks. And what that does, it expands the mind. And depending on I like to listen to spiritual stuff. It
Hmm.
feeds the soul. So when you're feeding your soul, that's part of feeling good inside because it's your
Hmm.
mind, your body, and your soul. You got to feed and take care of all of them. And that what is going to give you that glow, that light, that will attract people. Nobody wants to be around anybody with thick, dark energy and self-loathing and always a negative. And we all are dealing with, like Vanita said earlier, we all have our insecurities that we fight,
Hell yeah.
all of us. I've always been a bit insecure about my legs, right?
Hmm.
Um, but nonetheless, I put on a short dress recently, and I felt
You
good in
did.
it.
You look
Yeah, I
fantastic
felt
in
good
it.
in it. I did. I felt good in it. So, um, don't allow your nine to make you feel bad because we all got something special about
Exactly.
ourselves, all of
Hmm.
us.
That's right.
So, V, you got anything else? In close. I don't even know how long we've been on because my timer gone. I don't even know
40,
where it's at.
43 minutes.
4:30. Okay. Oh, perfect. I want to do
Yeah.
about 30 minutes today. So thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. We'll be back next Wednesday. I'm excited about next Wednesday's show. We have an interview on the calendar, a very
Oh,
special
that's
interview
right.
on the calendar. So I'm excited about the interview. Um, they're excited about that. So next Wednesday, 7:30, same time, same place. We will be here. Thank you as always. If you don't mind subscribing, liking the video as always. We appreciate the love. And we
Yes.
will be back next Wednesday, same time, same place.
All right. You guys have a good night.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.